do 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 do. Do. Anyway, what's up, guys? This is Soul. This is the morning show. This is the last morning show until Blizzcon. Oh my god! So I don't even know what to say anymore. There's been so much said about BlizzCon, and I think that our throats and voices and thoughts are just kind of tired out with the speculation and the wonderment and all that stuff. So, well, I guess that that doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it, but but I'm sure that we're all tired about talking about BlizzCon. It hasn't even started yet, and it's kind of like how we kind of overdo all the analysis of like speculating what's next for the world of Warcraft and what's next, based on these little clues. Kulturos, Jaina Proudmoore, Dreadlords, whatever the fuck, and oh man. So anyway, let's start this morning off easy. At least I'm starting it off with at least like setting up like Transmog stuff and all that. I don't even know what to do. Like I just kind of started this and then I don't know what to do after. I guess I'll just go naked with this. Oh, and of course I have I just got the horseman thingamajigger. Skeletal horse? No. Headless? No. Oh, no, it is. Headless Horseman's a mount. Okay, so I'll put that here. And now I too, without the chef hats, now I too am the Headless Horseman. But instead, I'm naked. Oh, anyway. So, happy about that one. Didn't turn in that Warden's thing. I'll just make sure I do that in a little bit. Argusian Reach is the thingamajigger today. Let's do that arena stuff. I'll take that trinket so I can... Oh, 2 trinkets. Oh my god, 2 trinkets. It's amazing. And yeah, so let's get some honors. I don't really see anything great. I mean, I do see some AP stuff. Or not AP stuff, I'm sorry. Order Hall resource stuff. So I'll sit on that for now. I don't even know if I'm going to do any of these. I might just do like old world content instead. I might just, hunt down some transmog. I mean, there's so many things that I do not have that I really should. For a transmog slut, there's a lot of things that I don't have. Like I don't even have here. Let me show off my shame right now, so y'all can be disgusted with me. Look at all the stuff that I don't have. All right, I don't have molten core set. That's that. I only have 2 pieces of that. I have no. Okay, I don't have 0 judgment. I have like the helmet. I have like an offset or a non-set helmet, but I don't have the judgment armor. I don't have, well, I don't want this. Oh god, look at that. This is terrible. I can't even see. What the hell's the point of that, alright? I somehow got that. I think that was a set. I think that was just like some collection set that you pick up. So either that or it was something that you buy off of like the Old Justice or Valor vendors. And I'm, maybe I can complete some of those just by buying some stuff. Yeah, I don't even have tier 4, right? I think that's tier 4. I don't have the tier 4 stuff. I don't have all the tier 5 stuff. I have been, well, I didn't buy like these things. I don't really care about like the belt and all that stuff. But yeah, so much stuff that I don't have. Oh my god. Well, I don't have the helmet. I probably don't have the helmet. Excuse me. I probably didn't get the helmet because it sucks. I mean, yeah. I know it has that kind of hero look, but what I really don't like about this set is the way that the neck just kind of folds in. It makes this damn chest plate look like a shirt, And there's some that pull it off like so much better, Well, that's all closed off. That's not done. That's not that, and I pretty much know for a fact that I can buy it. Pretty sure I can buy it. So yeah, so much stuff, way too much stuff. I have some of the more recent stuff because you can buy it with like honor, the little honor point thingamajig. So anyway, let's at least get to work. All right. Enough humiliating myself. Let's get some easy stuff. Let's go ahead and get the bacon. Maybe get some easy stuff. King Tim, what's up, dude? Happy morning to you. So you guys excited? Are you guys excited? It's BlizzCon. It's only coming in 2 more freaking days. 2 more days till BlizzCon finally. And then we can all shut up about, you know, the fake leaks and all that stuff, and then we can get on to like all the actual questions, like why the hell is it this kind of expansion, or why is there no flight? Again. Let's get to the good stuff. So I can't wait to find out how wrong I am about all my little predictions and all the things that I'm hoping and pleading for, that I hope happen. Because I mean, I know I've been such a broken record about what I'm thinking, but I'm just really excited to see what's next. Just like a lot of other people are. Like I really want to see like I really want to see like kind of a not so grand of an expansion. I just want to, you know, deal with local threats, and I just want it to feel simple, and not so, you know, end of the world, end of existence, you know, that sort of thing. I'm just kind of tired of that. So I just can't wait. I can't wait to see what kind of story stuff's going on, but more so, I can't wait to see what kind of systems Blizzard has in store for us with regards to like what kind of new progression system, what kind of new endgame progression systems are we going to have? Are they going to like turn everything upside down again? Are they going to like revamp the whole talent system again? Is Titan Forging going to come back? Is there going to be an artifact power like system and you know, all that sort of stuff? Or like, are they going to throw us like total curveballs, like, hey, we're going to bring back 10-man mythic, which would be awesome. It'd be awesome because cool, my guild has a lot, you know, my guilds at my level who are, you know, good players, but you know, we just don't really have like the structure to field like a larger team. Like we can do more content, but at the same time, it's going to bring back my, you know, my personal problems as a raid leader and a guild leader. It's going to bring back my personal problems of having to deal with having to trim the roster, you know, put people on the bench, and otherwise, maybe tell people, hey, you know what, sorry, you're not cutting it, because that's never a good feeling for people, especially people on my team who have been hanging out with me for years, or you know, just for a really long time, and they want to do well, and they are doing their best, but it just happens to not be good enough. You know, that's always a crappy feeling to have. You got the virtual ticket, but might not be able to watch much live. Well, you know, you do have some benefits, Kington. I mean, you're able to, one, you got the mount. You know, you got that cool little you got the cool little boat mount, whether it's, you know, either the Alliance or the Horde one. And again, to be honest, I kind of like the Alliance one better because it doesn't have that big ass balloon on it. But at the same time, like if you are interested in the swag, you can take a look at, you know, you can buy some of that stuff now before it sells out and then becomes unavailable for a little while. What else can you get out of it? And then of course you can always look at all that stuff on demand too with the virtual ticket, because I think after BlizzCon that stuff will still be around, so you can still pretty much experience everything that there is to see on the show. And to be honest, and what's up, Harold? And to be honest, like you wouldn't be able to like if you were there at BlizzCon, you'd only be able to see like this much of the convention anyway. I mean, I myself might be like, okay, there's a lot of things that I missed. I'm gonna go ahead and just tune in with the virtual ticket and take a look and see what I missed. So you know, there's that. Sucks that I can't watch the Blizzard stuff live. Have to work right when all the good stuff is getting announced. I mean, that's yeah, you know, I agree. It sucks when you're not there to at least see the announcements go on. You know, instead you're hopping on to MMO Champion or Wowhead or, you know, your favorite site, and then you just see a bunch of bullet points as to what's going on. I mean, yeah, it's easy to digest if you don't have the time, but it doesn't replace the feeling of like of it just being dropped on you, like blah, you know, 50-man rating, let's do it. It was be like, what the fuck, you know. You don't really get to, you know, you don't participate in the reactions quite the same way, and like that's just one reason why I love going to BlizzCon and being there for the announcements, surrounded by the people. You know where it really sucks that Metzen's probably most likely not going to be there still. It'd be awesome if he did show up. But I have a feeling that it's too fresh still for him. You know, whatever anxieties that he has about being there in front of the fans and all that, I think it'd still be too much for him to feel that kind of pressure to be like, why'd you go, come back, blah blah blah. And I'd rather, I'd like that he left the way that he did, instead of just kind of like totally burning out and, um, kind of tarnishing himself at the very end. I wouldn't want that for him. He's, for he's not perfect, right? It's not like he had a perfect run or that everything that he did was like super awesome, but if nothing else, he's like Metzen is such a pure spirit in that regard that I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that image of him to be to again like be tarnished by some sort of crazy thing. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't need to be here. I'm gonna go north. Let's start some of this PvP stuff now, because yeah, let's get me some honors. Give me that. Oh, and then I'll get that trinket stuff. Oh wait. I think there was something here, wasn't there? Nope, I was wrong. All right, no, it was High Mountain. Yeah, it's more fun seeing an announcement for the first time instead of watching them on chat with the expansion. They made big letters on top of a couple of. Yeah, that is what it's gonna be. A couple, big old brah. But that's what gets the attention. I mean, I admit, even once I'm done with watching and covering stuff, I'm gonna take a look at what I missed, because you're stuck there in the moment. You're gonna want to take a look at like all that cool stuff that's going down, or I'm gonna want to look at the bullet points and some of the details as to what I missed. But oh man, I'm gonna be at the edge of my seat. Opening ceremony, man. My ass gonna dash in and try to try to get in on that stuff. But I mean, there's a certain strategy to BlizzCon too. Like, some people that are not interested in opening ceremony, I am. Like, for me, it's like this irrational, like, oh my god, I got to experience it, and you don't have to really. But if you don't go to opening ceremony, you can do like pretty much anything else. You can start getting in line for like all the swag deals or the drawings and and some of those like giveaways. Because there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of small things that they give away that are like little scavenger hunts that they do, where you like pick up a ticket and then you go to like all the different booths and fulfill the requirements for the scavenger hunt, and then you either get a prize or you get entered into a drawing where you get some cool stuff. And there were a couple of real life friends of mine that got away with some computer equipment because they just drew a name out of a hat or something like that, and I'm like, oh man, I want that. And they have some cool stuff. It's a video game convention, right? Like, they were giving away like an entire some crazy triple screen setup, and of course it's not like they tell you, it's not like they give you a box. They just kind of, all right, give me your address and we'll have that stuff sent over to you, or at least that's what I think it was. But yeah, they do that sort of stuff. Oh man, I just really want to go, really want to win. Oh, what? Really? You want to kill me? You're gonna get jacked up, dude. Or at least I'm pretty sure you're gonna get jacked up. You don't stand a chance, man. You're just gonna like sit here and die until I get like everything that I want. I think, unless like somehow like you like jack me up. But it looks like you ain't got no chance. He's being stubborn though. He's like going all out, popping all the cooldowns, getting nasty. But I'm just gonna stand here and take it, dude. My hope is that Holy Shield will just jack you up on my own. Intruder, what? Come on, man. About time. Sheesh. That was stubborn. Hey, what's up, Archers? I have to see the, I'd say it's more fun seeing the announcement. And now that I have to see the cutscene for the first time on the crappy mobile screen and between work with a couple hours fighting temptation access. Yeah, there is that too. Like being able to see the opening you know, that preview cinematic, like right when you know, right on all the giant screens, surrounded by the fans and the cheers, because that's a really big thing. Just being surrounded by all the different fans and stuff. You can't, yeah. There's no replicating that feeling. It's just awesome. Ah, come on. I mean, maybe there will be like a Twitch stream that's streaming like the whole virtual ticket experience, and then cool, you can see like the chat stuff like scrolling like crazy. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a thing that goes on. What the hell's the way out? I'm not accustomed to leaving here on my own. Oftentimes I'll get disoriented. I'll be like, where do I go again? All right. So let's do that Warden Tower stuff. How am I on order resources? Oh, you know, I didn't even do my missions yet. Ah, well. That'll just have to wait. It'll wait until I go to, like, Arguas. Aragua. Let me at least do, like, some of the stuff here in on Azeroth. And then I'll go off to space. Let's see. Oh, that's not bad for the gold. It's something. It all adds up, right? What am I at on this tune? 532. Respectable. I haven't been spending a lot of gold lately. Haven't done a giveaway in a little bit. You know, the last giveaway that I did was for Jody Satva, whose name I happen to remember because it took me freaking forever to give her a ticket. It was thanks to the whole gifting thing through the Battle.net client that I was able to finally get the stuff to her. And she gave me the wrong email. She gave me the wrong email, so it took me a while to get her. She gave me the wrong battle tag. That's why I couldn't get her her winning token in a decent amount of time. So anyway, let's see. I set up. Good morning to Arturus. Burrito, what's up, man? Be right back. Need to get some of the snacks from the shop. Snacks. I miss snacks. You know, I'm not a big snacking person. Like, I'm more like a big meal kind of person. Like, I'll have, like, if I do snack, it's because I'm like too hungry and I really should just have like a full meal. Oh, it's lunchtime for you? Well, then call it, yeah, well, I mean, he calls it a snack, but yeah, I call it lunch. I call it lunch or dinner or something like that. Early lunch, early dinner, something like that. Yeah, because I don't, yeah, like I said, I don't really do snacks very well. My wife is accustomed to snacks. Like whenever like during the weekends, every now and then, like, boom, you want some peanuts or walnuts or something? I'm like, you know, sure, I'll be a sport about it. But it's usually not something that I do. Of course, if I am gonna eat, oh, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat till I'm like hella full. But it really depends. If I'm like, you know, if I'm on like diet mode and stuff like that, then I'll eat like a monk. Like this week, I've been eating like I live in a freaking monastery. Like, well, that's how I always eat. This week it's just chicken and asparagus, chicken and asparagus, chicken and asparagus, chicken and asparagus. But then come Friday night, you know, I'll eat a little bit better, and then Saturday, you know, that's like my off day. Then I'll go nuts. I'll eat whatever the hell I feel like, for the most part. I don't know about Twinkies. It's been a really long time since I've had Twinkies, and you know, I don't really miss that. I don't really miss it so much. I mean, Twinkies are good. Hell, dude, I remember a couple years ago when the whole thing about Hostess happened and they like shut down, and Twinkies were like a rare commodity that were apparently worth a lot of money and stuff. They cooked a giant taro. See, sometimes she's bad. You stalk Twinkies. Oh man. Yeah, I can't do that. Like, even as an Asian man, you know, I was raised Asian, and my parents, they would, you know, typically have like some sort of dish, and it'd be you know, it'd be whatever the heck food we have with rice. you know, that was a staple. But then what, you know, early in my adult life, I just kind of stopped having rice. And I don't know why, actually. There, you know, this was before I started trying to eat healthy and stuff. I just kind of stopped having rice. Maybe I was just. Am I admitting this? Maybe I was just too lazy to cook rice or to like maintain rice. Because you don't want to have like rice from like the refrigerator or anything, or at least I never do. I don't like reheating rice, because you got to go through the trouble of like, you know, maybe throwing some water in there, and then wrapping it up so you can heat it up, you know, so you can heat it up and kind of re-steam the rice, and I don't like doing that. I'm too lazy to do it, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna have vegetables instead. So I just use vegetables as my filler. But there are things that I miss. Ever had a deep fried Twinkie? No, I haven't. Hey, what's up, RNG? Oh, you ruined your low carb routine, PayPal. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. That's trouble. Well, try to go for a run tonight. But no, I never had a deep fried Twinkie. I've had my share of bad food. For sure. Like, take me to a restaurant that serves a mud pie for dessert, and well, I'm gonna have a mud pie for dessert. You know, I'm that type. That's true. Yeah, I did have a lot of mac and cheese. I did have other things. I didn't have rice. I would just make weird concoctions, like, you know, my own little style of hamburger helper, and, you know, just get some macaroni and dump like 2 pounds of meat in there, and then it would be like meat and then like little bits of macaroni inside. I'd be like, oh yeah, there's some. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Aiden, what's up? Good morning. Are you guys excited? Blizzcon? Oh my god. You live in the South, and rice is a staple for you guys too. That's cool, man. I mean, sometimes I have rice. You know, I have it like maybe like once a week, because I'll typically eat with my wife's parents, like at least, you know, usually once a week, sometimes more than that. And usually it's like a dish that we'll have with rice, and sometimes I'll have rice, sometimes we'll throw it together. My wife will either set up cauliflower rice, or I'll just have cauliflower straight up. And that's how it, you know, and that's my filler. But those times when I do have rice, you know, it's not like I don't think it's good. I'll eat it and I'll be like, oh, so fulfilling. It tastes so good. But at the same time, I'm never like, oh, you know, I'm really jonesing for some rice. I'm never like that anymore. Like, those days are over. Are we talking about eating candy for breakfast? Nah, game on. Well, I hope you guys had a good Halloween. You know, if you guys went out trick or treating, or if you have kids, if your kids went out and did some stuff, I hope you guys had a good time. Even my niece and nephew, they came out with a decent haul. I doubt they're gonna eat any of it though, which is kind of a bummer. I'm gonna ask them later if they end up like giving their candy away or something like that. But they did do stuff. Oh, and D, like, about like Halloween, the reason why they didn't really care too much for costumes is mostly because of Florida. It's mostly because of their, you know, the whole Florida trip that's gonna go on. So they had to be like kind of stingy on like, okay, what do they want to invest in? Do they want to, you know, put money into getting like, you know, Halloween costumes, or are they going to like save money and have a little bit more to spend when they're out in Florida? And yeah, that's what they decided. So that's kind of what happened there. Halloween ain't really a thing in the Netherlands. Oh, that's curious. Is it just not a thing, or are you guys like, no, Halloween is meant for like this and this? Different cultural thing. Near Houston was raining for hours last night, so not many people. Oh, that sucks. I remember one of the last Halloweens that I did. It was like raining pretty hard, so hardly anyone was out. So me and like a buddy. No, I think I was by myself maybe. I was like, screw that, I'm gonna get candy. Yeah, I think someone was with me. I don't know who though. But yeah, I was like, dude, like, it's raining, like hardly anyone's out. Maybe we can get like all the candy. And so we got a decent haul, but I was like, I forgot how old I was, but I was like, I'm not gonna eat most of this stuff. This is like way too much candy. So I ended up giving like most of it away. I don't live in Florida. I live in California. Yeah, yeah. It's my niece and nephew that'll be taking or you know, and their mom that are gonna be taking a trip to Florida, because my niece is in, you know, she's in a cheer group, one of those little girl cheerleading groups, and at least if they perform well this weekend at a cheer competition, they're gonna be going to Florida. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, they at least went out. They went out. They were good sports, and then they came back to do the costume contest, which most of you guys missed. Which, you know, not a big deal. I'm gonna try to cut it today. I should have time today to at least cut that video, and you know, make it into like just a small little thing. You know, it's not gonna be like the most compelling content, but hey, you know what? It's something that my niece and nephew were a part of, and the guild too. And that's always worth celebrating. I love celebrating stuff. You know, I enjoy doing stuff with the guild, so I want to share that. So one of my guildies did win one of my spare virtual tickets. So she's gonna be able to get her boat mount and maybe enjoy you know, some of the virtual ticket, you know, some of the other virtual ticket benefits. Ew. It's just not a really a thing. It's most popular in Ireland, UK, and US and Canada, so it's not like it's a worldwide. Yeah, I know Halloween isn't like a huge thing. And you know, every country's got like you know, they have their own culture thing, and it's not like everyone has to celebrate everything else. I think it's cool that that, you know, there is like at least some cultural cross between you know, between countries. Like, you know, people have their own version of Valentine's Day, and you know, their own version of like celebrating the winter holidays and stuff. Not everyone celebrates fucking Christmas and stuff, but I'll always, you know, ain't no problem with saying Merry Christmas, whatever. All right, so where am I going now? I'm going to, I have no idea, but good thing I'm in Lolithil. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. The other PvP thing. It's a Solvent Falls. Hey-o. How much is the virtual ticket? Virtual ticket is $40 US. It's $40 in US dollars, and then once you get that, you know, you have the opportunity to buy the goodie bag, which is another, I think, $35. So $35 will get you like the goodie bag and all the cool things that are inside. That includes, you know, little things like it comes with like a backpack. I don't know how good of a backpack it is. I think it's kind of an okay backpack probably, but you know, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys tomorrow. You know, if I happen to do a live stream, with the goodie bag. I kind of doubt it though, so don't worry about that too much. And you guys have seen it. Probably there. I'm sure there are other videos about it too. But yeah, you get all the goodie bag stuff for the other $35, and apparently you can upgrade that goodie bag to like an epic goodie bag. I don't know what the hell that means, but it just means you get more stuff inside, like more pins and other swag. I don't know what ticket holders will get. Maybe they automatically get the epic goodie bag. I don't know. If not, then well, whatever. Not a big deal. I'm not that huge on the swag. So, houses on top of that, we have something called Sinterklaas. It's a Dutch holiday where you Google it if you want to have a laugh. People will probably find it racist as fuck. Okay, well, okay, let's find out. Sinterklaas. Let's see. It just looks like Santa with a different hat. Is it the hat that's offensive? Whatever, I just see as Santa. I think that's fine. Whatever. I never bought it because I'm never home for it, but by luck I have this weekend off. I may finally crash on the couch and buy the ticket. Hey, you know what? Why not? They should. Christmas is the shit. Christmas is awesome. Christmas is free stuff and sales. Sales on stuff after Christmas. And everyone's like, oh my god, we gotta get rid of all of this inventory. So yeah. Christmas, to me, Christmas is it's a shopping holiday. I see no, you know, I probably have my facts wrong, but as far as I know, like the religious associations with Christmas, those have long been disconnected. All right, Christmas is about motherfucking Santa Claus and gifts and sleighs and like all the cool songs. And all the remixes that all the pop artists like will sing based on those songs, and that's it. Like, you know, I happen to be very disconnected from religion and stuff. I respect it. I'm just very disconnected from it. And I see Christmas more as a holiday of shopping as opposed to like religious celebration. So, but that's TV's fault. They defiled it. All right. So, you know, people that are like, "Oh no, Christmas is all about Christ and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, prove it." prove it with you know everything that you're seeing on TV and stuff, man. You know, let's see, what day is Christmas? Christmas Day is on a Monday. Okay, Christmas Eve on the 25th. All right, cool. So something that I usually do on you know, for the holidays is I drink eggnog. I gotta have eggnog. So like when Starbucks does the eggnog latte thing, hell yeah, I'm gonna pounce on that. You know, have my once a year kind of eggnog latte thing. When and then when I'm home, not out, when I'm home, I'll get some rum and some eggnog from the store, and then I'll just kind of get lit. All right, let's do this. Maybe I'll try again. I think last year, help me remember this, D, if you happen to be on. I think we tried making some, didn't we? I think we made some together, and it turned out, yeah, we did. We made some, and we had your brother try it, and he thought it was like, I think he thought that it was okay, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. A Titan Forged goodie bag. Huh, I don't know. Rekka Gaming. It is morning for me. That's why it's the morning show with Soul. But yeah, good afternoon, Rekka. Hope you have a good one. Titan Forge and a goodie bag. That would piss me the fuck off. If like 3 people at BlizzCon happened to get a Titan Forge goodie bag that had like a Ford Mustang inside, I'd be like, what the fuck? How did this happen? why is this person getting a car? This is insane. Now the Pope has helpers which are pretty much full on blackface translator. The Pope did has helpers which are pretty much full on blackface translated. They're called black. Yeah, just make sure it's center. Oh, you know, I spelled it wrong. My bad. Let me see. I'll do an image search. Oh, he does have blackface helpers. I clicked on the image and made it bigger. Yeah, I guess that's racist. I mean, maybe I don't understand the whole thing against blackface enough. I know that it was more like a mockery of African Americans, which is fucked up, right? I think it was a mockery of it, but like if we went back in time and if actors, you know, did this whole blackface thing and it always remained tasteful, then we wouldn't have this problem. I think it was just like the overtones behind the original form of blackface that just made it like awful and stuff. It's just how things were represented before, and if it was now because of the way things turned out, blackface is not okay. All right, let me get on the record. Let me get on the record with that. But who knows? Like, I'm just saying, like maybe things could have turned out differently if it was genuinely portrayed in a in an honest and not offensive manner. But I'm gonna shut up because that's just me digging a hole. Saint Burrito loves Christmas because of the kids. Oh, explain that, Burrito. D says Christmas means paid days off. That's right, baby. Holiday week off. Well, D, as a reminder, I would love to do something to go out, since we're not gonna be doing much with the rest of the family. So I'd love to do stuff. Corporate America ruining everything. I'd say yeah. Like for you know, in defense of Christmas as a religious celebration, yeah, I'd say like capitalism kind of ruined it by monetizing it, but that's what capitalism does with anything. You know, they'll monetize, you know, whatever the hell, whatever the hell they can get away with. And, you know, corporations can get away with a whole lot. So I feel you there, Shadowfiend. What server do I recommend to sell the Transmog? Uh-oh, I think I missed something. What Transmog are you talking about? Are you talking about any Transmog? Let's see who was in. For Blue Mac. Good morning, by the way. If you want to sell Transmog, I'd say one of the better. I'd say, yeah, you know, it's hard to say actually. I want to say that Moonguard is a good place to sell Transmog, but Transmog is account wide. So my suggestion, Blue Mac, is to take whatever the heck that you're seeing that you want to sell. And use something like the Undermine Journal and do a price check. If you can do a price check on those sorts of items and see, you know, what realm is selling at the highest, then try it there. Because otherwise it's hard to say, because Transmog is account wide, and you won't be able to get away with just going to you won't be able to easily just go to the right realm where Transmog happens to be a cool thing, such as like roleplay servers, Moonguard, which is, you know, the porn capital of the World of Warcraft world. Wow, I was like so double speaking there. You know, Moonguard, which is like a really big place for people to sell slut bogs and stuff like that. Yeah, we did try to make eggnog from. We didn't try. I thought we were successful. I felt successful. Game On says, isn't that so weird how brains work? If we all got the same bag and 3 people was a show where randomly chosen to get cars would be okay, but if 3 people got cars in their bag, we'd all be pissed and moaning that it's a terrible idea. You know, for me it would depend on the kind of car. It better be a dope ass car. If it was a Ford Mustang, I'd be like, wow, great. Thanks. And then I would take, like, you know, the people on, you know, Blizzard on the side, be like, can I just get cash instead? Because I don't want this. I don't want this car. Then again, I need to replace my car. But I don't want a Ford Mustang. I would rather take cash and buy it and buy something else, you know. I'd rather do that. San Burrito says, it's the one day I spoiled my kids because we broke. Hey, that's cool, man. I think that's, you know, that's a big part of the whole spirit of giving. I mean, it's not like you need to go all out, but you just need to, you know, I'd say that you would just need to be in that giving mood, and I think that's cool enough. So props to you, man. For me, Christmas is actually more work. For me, it's only 2 days. I usually have weekends, so it's going to be like working 11 days in a row. I'm not driving a Mustang. I already said that I'm not interested in driving it. And surprise, pay taxes on that car you want. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I know I pay taxes on it. At the same time, though, you play it smart. You still essentially get you still get a new car. And for someone like me who, you know, because my car, I have a 2001 Toyota Celica, 16-year-old car, has about 250,000 miles on it. It's still kind of chugging along, and but yeah, its time is gonna come pretty soon, and if I did happen to get a free car, I'd be like, all right, cool. But depending on the car, I'll be like, I'll just take the cash. I don't even care if it's like half. I'll take the cash. I don't want to deal with offloading that thing. You want a Nissan Juke? You know, I've seen that, and I remember seeing it. I don't think I was feeling it. Let me pull it up again, just so I remember what it looks like. Because isn't that like a foreign car? Is that something that's sold in the US? It is, my bad. That's right. It was the very confusing looking car. Personally, I'm not fond of crossovers. Unless this is like supposed to be like some sort of funny wagon thing. It's a weird looking car. It reminds me of a dune buggy. I feel like that's one of the stupidest rules. It's like it's not even a prize. Well, it's not a prize. It's tax. That totally makes it different. Ritualist. Why am I going to the ritualist? I don't like doing this one, but I guess I'll do it anyway. Okay, but what if it's a minivan? You'd rock a show. I don't know. Like, I've joked with my wife a couple times. I'm like, hey, what if I got like the Scion XB? XB, I think is what it is, because I abbreviate that and I make it, and I call it the short bus because it just looks like a short bus. And I think it's like this hideous thing, but I was like telling her, hey, would you still date? I asked her one of those questions, you know, would you still date me? Would you still have dated me if I happened to have that car? And she was like, you know, probably not. I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad I don't have that. But when I saw like when I first saw the commercial for the Kia Soul, I was like, oh, cool, a thing that's called the Soul. And I looked at it, I'm like, what's this hamster shit? God damn it, this is like the worst. Why does it have to be like, you know, a car based on my namesake has to, one, not look very attractive at all. I think it's looked better over the years, but I think it's, you know, still not a very attractive car at all. And two, it has to be associated with this weird ass commercial. I'm like, man, well, that's a turnoff. There goes, you know, you just lost a potential. Okay, I wasn't a potential customer, but you've definitely lost a potential customer with that one. Oh, you have an XB. That's cool, man. No, I don't hate on the car. But yeah. Yeah, my wife did say that. I pretty much remember her saying that. I'm like, oh, okay. good thing I never considered getting it. And thankfully, I've never been put in that kind of situation because my Celica just lasted, has just lasted. 16 years on that car, man. It's gonna be really bittersweet when I finally let that thing go. I'm gonna be really bummed because it's, you know, I've had it for a long time. I've had it for most of my adult life. Not all of it, but you know, a very good chunk of it. So I'll be really sad. All right, so where am I going? Am I still doing stuff down here? I think I am. I think there's like stuff in Storm I'm making. You know, screw it. I'm going to space. F this planet. You're gonna get your wife a Honda in February. A Honda? A Honda what, dude? What are you gonna get? That's exciting. Are you gonna make this like a Valentine's Day gift? Because I think that's kind of cheesy, dude. Because then, next, because if you do get her one for Valentine's Day, or if you say it's for Valentine's Day, then next year she's gonna be like, all right, so how you gonna step up this time? Another new car, you know, crazy ass diamond ring, a freaking mecha suit. I say get her a mecha suit like the year after. You know, just get her a car now. Get her the CRV. Good pick. Get her the CRV now. But start counting your pennies and get her a freaking mobile suit. You know, so you can really show her how much you care. You feel me? All right, let's do it. Do it. Alright, so let's see. There's some goal. Oh, wow. Elite Strike already? Man, that was quick. That feels fast. Ooh, that's perfect. It's a Julia. Yeah, girl. Alright, wait. Hold up. Let me see if I can make Julia a little bit better now that I'm, like, remembering this. Can I make Julia's thing go, like, faster? Reduces duration. Okay, I'll definitely do that one. Okay, that's 30, 15. Okay, what's the thing that lets me reduce it by like a shit ton? No. I think it's, no, not that one. Not that one. No. Nope. Increases chance. I think it was that one. Yeah, I think it was that one. But you know, that's not going to make a difference. I just want to reduce the duration. Okay, that's 30. That's 15. No, there's got to be a better. I know there's a better one. No, 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 no. Success chance, success chance, success chance, success chance. Oh, come on, man. Well, none of that's gonna work, but screw it. She's good enough to go on her own. Peace out, girl. Have fun. Alright, so let's get some gold. I love gold. Ooh, that's too many. Too many of the same thing. Ugh, maybe I'll do this one instead. I know I got Librams. Alright, I got Librams. Off they go, and then this one, off they go, and... What's this one? Nah, I don't care about that. I don't need no Argonite. Veiled Argonite. Pfft, I spit on you. Oh, I think this is one that I wanted too. Well, I guess I'll get that. And since I have everyone going, and I probably won't be around to do this for a while, I'll just send out whatever. Whatever. Coffee hasn't kicked in. Oh, I went to the gym. Yeah, I did gym stuff, had some coffee on the way home, so I'm feeling pumped. I'm feeling good. I'll see you later, Burrito. Have a good one, man. Oh, she needs a new ride. All right, that's cool, man. But don't forget, man. Next February, she's gonna want like an upgrade. There you go. Just lease the CRV and then get her like something more dope next year. There you go. Break the bank. Okay, I ain't going here. I'm actually gonna do stuff out and about. So let's get this party going. These guys, no refills yet. So I'm fully stocked on guys right now. I got 13k resources, so I'm probably at least decent enough to like last the week. Man, I'm pretty much going paycheck by paycheck at this point. Okay, I can't get him yet. So let's see what kind of stuff we got going on in space. Let's start off. We'll start off here, since I can do like the invasion thingamajig real quick. Let's see. What's going on? I got 244 Argonite. Nah, it's not gonna be enough. So yeah, we'll see how I go about this. I sense an entity that wields potent forces with great malevolence. Yes, I'm sure. This one's annoying. Jeremy Faisal. Okay, for you, I'll use this, alright? Try to burn this thing. Woohoo! Huh. Oh yeah. Heroically that, sucker. Crit, come on. Nope. Crit? Nope. Come on, let's give me a baby crit. A little tiny crit. Alright, let's see what kind of madness is going on MMO Champion like forums and whatnot. Nothing new. Oh, that's our World of Warcraft Arena World Championship Day 1 I just completed. Let's see some of these. Let me grab some of these mobs, and then I'll take a look at these little screenshots. So I'm wondering, like, did they expect a bunch of people to show up? I don't think they do. I don't think they exactly expect, these arena championships. At least over there at the it looks like they're doing it at the Burbank studio. It's not like they expect them to fill the studio to capacity or nothing. Hey, what's up, John? All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, for the looks of it, chances are this arena was set as I think it was just for media and stuff, and maybe people that just happened to go. I don't think they made it a big deal to try to fill the place to capacity, because that store looks empty. That in-game store or not in-game store, that you know, their on-site store looks pretty empty. It's probably just closed. It's probably just there for like show for the most part. That's cool. It's getting some use. I think that's kind of the point. Scotty, what's up, dude? You love the content. Hey, thank you very much. Are you stoked about world scaling? Can't wait to see Azeroth alive again. Well, I mean, it's really going to depend on how they kick that in. I mean, I've seen multiple threads about what people would like to see or like the expectations, and I've seen all these like crazy ideas, and I don't mean no disrespect, but I think some of them are pretty bad. I'm still thinking that it's going to be scaling on at like a limited level, to the point where they want to allow players to have more access to like all these different places that crit. They want to give players access to all these different places that they might not know very well. But I'm not totally convinced about like redoing the whole leveling experience, or like making all of old Azeroth scalable from 1 to 60. I don't quite buy into that. It's I think it'd be neat, but more than anything, I'm more focused on like the end game aspect of it, because leveling doesn't last forever, right? I'm more focused on the end game aspect of it, where you know, they're gonna take like certain areas, and then they'll use like phasing and scaling to like you know, to dot areas of the world that are otherwise empty for like what could be considered max level content, but people that aren't max level, they can still like participate or kind of be a part of it, or something like that, to where, who knows, maybe they'll have like limited, like, you know, they'll do kind of like a world quest thing for leveling characters or something like that. So I don't know, like there's so many different ways that they can go around it. I mean, well, I guess thinking back, like if they did level scale everything from levels 1 to 60, like in the old world, I don't think that would be so bad, with respect to at least being able to complete a zone and not feeling like I have to leave in the middle of that zone because I'm not getting any experience at all from this place. Because that is a legitimately crappy feeling. The problem that I still have, though, is that the leveling still needs to be fast. It still needs to be fast enough to propel players to get to endgame fast enough. So you're still going to end up leaving Azeroth pretty early, the way I see it, unless Blizzard decides to like go weird routes, like they let you totally skip Outland, and Northrend if you wanted to. I don't know. It might be. There's a lot of ways that they could go about it. None of it's going to be clean. I think, you know, regardless of how they want to do it, it's going to lead to tons and tons of questions and concerns about how it's going to affect the rest of the world. But we'll see, man. You're back with bags full of snacks. Your expectations are loot boxes in WoW. Yeah, well, what is with that? I mean, I know that there's been a big conversation about loot boxes in WoW ever since, like, I don't know if it like kicked off with this, but I know like Shadow of War, the new Middle Earth game, that kind of helped spark off the conversation. But I don't see like a whole thing about loot boxes in WoW. I'm not seeing like how that would be a thing at all. Like I can't think of what could be enabled from that. Period. Like what would be in the loot boxes? Artifact power, Titan Forged gear. That I seriously doubt, but I don't see like what. I don't see the big deal. Like I remember a few years ago, back in Miss Pandaria in China, I think it was in China, where Blizzard did a thing where you can buy those coins. What was it called again? Timeless coins. No, lesser charms. There you go. You can buy lesser charms so you can cap out for the week, or something like that. But like that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Damn it, I'm out of water. But in the end, it's something that you can earn in game just fine. Like the whole thing with Shadow of War, I thought that's like nothing. To me, that's not. Yeah, it's a microtransaction, but you don't. There's so few benefits to taking advantage of that particular system that I don't see a point. loot boxes in Overwatch, I don't see a point with that either because it's all cosmetic. People want cosmetics, I get that, but in the end, it doesn't give you like any actual advantage over other players. So depending on how it's done, I don't think loot boxes are a big deal are a big deal at all. Hearthstone packs, I think that's a bit more questionable because there are things that you might want and all that. But at the same time, you can at least you can at least correct me if I'm wrong. You can at least disenchant that stuff and then craft the kinds of cards that you want, something like that. Systems like EA though, nah, not so much. I think those are. I think that's kind of similar to Hearthstone, but the return on that is like a lot worse. Yeah, I don't know. Like in the end, I'm okay with loot boxes as long as it doesn't give you like exclusive content. If there was exclusive content that you cannot obtain unless you throw down money for it, like that stuff I'm not okay with. As long as that's not there, then I could care less about loot boxes in WoW. That's not going to affect me one bit. So it's not even a thing where I'm like, oh, I'll just buy it with gold, whatever, not a big deal. I still wouldn't care about it. Loot boxes for legendaries equals cash money. That still only affects like a small a very small portion of players. Unfortunately, that small portion happens to be the most vocal portion too. So there's obviously a double-edged kind of thing to that. Leveling fast skips the experience of each zone. Would be sad to skip part of the world developer invested their time and passion. I mean that is true, but I think that's already been the precedent is that they have character boosts with a new expansion. It's like they already do that. So the foot's in the door. And the leveling is pretty broken as it is right now. It could use some fixing. I don't have a very clean solution for it. Cosmetics such as transmogs, pets, mounts, and other similar stuff that doesn't impact the game that much. In all honesty, I don't like it. The whole cosmetic stuff, exclusive content, see feature patch for only $60 would be the best item. I mean that. There already is paid, there already is paid additional content. It's a freaking expansion, and Blizzard successfully gets that from millions of people every 2 years. So it's not like it's not like Blizzard isn't already capitalizing on this sort of stuff with expansion boxes and subscriptions and paid character services and the WoW token. They have devices for it. I don't think there is a need to tap into the whales yet. There are different ways that Blizzard can make plenty of money. I mean, the whole thing with just making by providing character customization options, that will easily get people to either pay for race change services, or to otherwise re-roll a character and and just keep playing the game so they can experience the world from the perspective of this race or this sub-race or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there are tons of ways that Blizzard can still make money off of WoW. One big thing they can do is just make a good game. That'll help. That'll help make them money. That'll help, prolong, Blizzard is artificially prolonging, player subscriptions by making the game good. Grr. Oh no. They better do something about that. We don't want Blizzard taking advantage of players by making a good game. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, but imagine if you could see alpha builds and names of content updates with hallucinations when you pay for it. I don't know about that. That wouldn't really sell me. I'd be like, I'll just wait for MMO Champion to data mine that stuff before it's even available. There's always that. Unless Blizzard decides to encrypt all of their patch content. I don't think that's gonna happen. Although to be honest, I think they should. I think it'd be nice if we didn't have to. It'd be nice if we couldn't data mine stuff. I kind of would like that, because there's too, I mean, I appreciate players when they have, when fans have their opinions and input on stuff, but when it's data mine stuff, when it's incomplete information that Blizzard hasn't even talked about yet, and people are like talking about it or otherwise, lighting up their flaming pitchforks and shit over it, when it might not even be anything. That's something that I have a problem with, mostly because it's just kind of wasted breath and effort in part of players and pundits. It's something that we entirely put onto ourselves about it, and I don't think it's worth it for Blizzard to comment on things that they haven't really announced yet. Not at least not until it's on like a beta or an alpha or a beta or a test realm. Then yeah, sure, they'll talk about that kind of stuff all day because it's available to the public. It's available. But when it's not, I don't know. Looking back at my own coverage of the game, like I do cover data mine stuff every now and then, just so I can talk about it, and I throw my disclaimers on it. But at the same time, it's just a lot of breath that has the very high potential to just be wasted, because it's like, oh, here's what here's what we think we know so far, and then it turns into, oh, here's what's actually going to happen. Yeah. I feel kind of silly afterwards. Oh boy, the WoW token. I hope we see it drop post Blizzcon, but I feel like it might not with all the hype. Oh no, it's gonna go up. I'll tell you guys right now, the WoW token is gonna go by. If you look at the price. Let's look at the price of the WoW token right now. WoW token right now is going. WoW token in North American realms is right now going for $1.91. It's pretty high right now. That's almost like EU levels back in the day. EU levels is at 288 per WoW token. That's a lot of money. Far cry from the 20k that it opened up with, huh? And part of that is due to Destiny. With Destiny coming in, people are picking that up. They're using Battle.net balance stuff to pick that up. And Destiny does have microtransactions in the form of loot box-like items. So people are cashing in on that, I'm sure. What's up, Dylan? And so when BlizzCon happens, easily. So mark me on this, and I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be right. Assuming that they're going to do like a pre-order for the next WoW expansion, and that it doesn't suck, we have a good feeling about it. This will easily jump up to 200 grand. Well above 200 grand for North American realms. For European realms, it's gonna break 300. So if you're thinking of buying, pre-ordering the next WoW expansion with your Battle.net balance, you might want to consider doing it now. You might want to consider buying tokens now, or see if the price happens to go down. But to be honest, you're gonna have to wait until we're at a period where there's like nothing going on that could possibly affect the WoW token pricing. As in, it's not close to a patch yet. It's not close to like any sort of game releasing. And you have to think about not just WoW. You have to think about like Hearthstone and Overwatch and Destiny, that there's nothing going on there. So you have to meet all these kinds of conditions. Before, it was kind of easy because we just had to think about, oh, let's just wait until like we're at the lull, the 1 year length between expansions and stuff. Okay, cool. Because yeah, but now there's a lot more stuff that affects the WoW token price. So those are things you got to consider. You might want to buy stuff now. You might not want to. I haven't decided what I wanted to do yet, because 288 is pretty expensive. And I only make like enough tokens to buy like 2 or 3 a month. So that's like almost the limit that that's almost the capacity that I'm at myself to pay for my 2 accounts. So yeah, we'll just see. But yeah, Dylan, I'm doing well, man. I'm just anticipating BlizzCon. Like this is the last show. Like I'm gonna see if I can throw together like the whole costume contest that me and my guild did last night. But otherwise, once that's done, I'm gonna disassemble my setup, not my whole computer and all that, but I'm gonna disassemble like some of this equipment and just start getting it all ready for BlizzCon, for the drive down to Anaheim tomorrow morning. EU Realm dropped 240 to 288 in one day. What the fuck? I think it's because like Destiny hype price fluctuations are happening, but BlizzCon's gonna make that change real quick. Time to get it out of bed and get one at 190 now. If the new expansion is bad, I will still pre-order because for the Alliance. Yeah, probably. Well, maybe not. Well, for the Alliance, for the Horde, whatever it is. Here's what, something that I didn't put in yesterday's video that I totally forgot about. I'm wondering if they're gonna do an annual pass again. If you guys remember when they announced Mists of Pandaria, they also announced that you would get that. They also announced a thing called the annual pass, where if you pledge to get, if you pledge to stay subscribed for a year, I believe what it was, correct me if I'm wrong, you got Diablo 3 for free. It was either Diablo 3 or Reaper of Souls. I think it was Diablo 3. I don't remember anymore. But you got something for free. And I was like, oh, no brainer. Boom. And then I got it. So if they did something like that here, where they're like, hey, if you pledge to get the annual pass, and stay subscribed for like the next year or so, then you'll get the next WoW expansion for free. You're gonna get a whole shitload of people that are gonna sign up for that. And WoW token price, you know, it's gonna go nuts. Oh, annual pass will take it because better off go in one go than pay it monthly over 6 weeks. Yeah, dude, it's yeah, that shit will skyrocket real quick. All right, let me get back to doing stuff because I only have so much playtime available for me today before I got stuff to do. A video to get out, packing to do, equipment to still finish testing out. Make sure that I get a smooth, sexy BlizzCon experience. Chicken and waffles. Oh, so yesterday I reached, yesterday I'm still reaching out to like YouTubers and stuff. So Talias and Nevitel got back to me and they're like, oh yeah, we'll meet up really quick because they meant to do like a little contribution for a video that I want to do next month. They're like, yeah, we'll come through. I totally forgot to say, hey, you know what, let's do chicken and waffles. Have you guys had chicken and waffles before? Do you want to go? So maybe I'll invite them out, but then that'll make for a pretty big crowd. That'll be going to Roscoe. It's just across the street from the convention center. But I don't know. I don't want to take up their time if they're busy. They've reached no, not chicken and waffles. What do you mean not chicken and waffles? What's up, by the way, Liv? You're actually watching stream. Oh my god. So you need to get some sort of light laptop for streams. Actually, I did just buy one, Arturus. I got a laptop just the other week, and it sucked. So I ended up swapping that out for a different laptop. Let me get it real quick. I'll be fine. I'll probably survive, right? I'm a tank. Whatever. So this is the laptop that I got. This is it's a Core i7. It's a Core i7, runs off of a 1060 from MSI, but it's really thin. I really like the thinness of this thing because the previous laptop that I had, it was an Asus. It was like twice as thick. Like this thing was like hella big. So I picked this one up. Sponsored by my wife, by the way, my #1 fan. And hey, I'm not doing the critical part of the invasion, okay? So I'll be able to stream. Last year I tried doing it, and I was able to stream, but the footage was really crappy because my computer just couldn't handle it. So this time I'm definitely gonna make sure that I can handle getting the footage. I have better equipment, better not a better camera, a better computer. So the quality should be up. The first time for everything. There, yeah. We'll see if they're up for it. I'll try messaging them again. Because I don't want to take up their schedule. I have a feeling that Telias and Nevital, they're going to be pulled all over the place, and I don't want them to talk shit about me later on. They'll be like, oh yeah, you know, we wanted to do this, but that motherfucker SoulSoBreezy pulled us aside, gave us chicken and waffles, and put us in a food coma. So we're so sorry, everybody. Blah blah blah. Fuck Soul. You know, that would be terrible. Because then we would make war. Oh, man. Anyway. If Naga was a race, what would you name your Naga? Yours would be Trouser Stick. You would. I bet you already made that name, didn't you? I bet you guys already made that. God, man. I just thought of it. How many people would end up making a, you know, like the moment that people name their, that they name the expansion, you know, or they name like sub races or something like that. How many people would like start scrambling to their computers? Oh my god, I gotta take up a name. This and that. I can totally anticipate something like that going on, because obviously there are opportunists out there that want that kind of name for themselves, or even worse, they want to sell it. The bastards. Trousers thing. But what would I name my Naga? I haven't thought of that, because to be honest, I wouldn't care for a Naga. Like, I have a when Mr. Pandaria came out, I didn't give a damn about pandas at all. I'm like, I'm not gonna make one. They're hideous to me. Pandas are cute. Real pandas are cute. I think they're goofy and all that stuff, but I ain't gonna play no panda. Blood out for life, you know. Hope going to last for a few years for such outgoing Blizzcon. Hope going to last for a few years for such outgoing. Yeah, I mean, my previous laptop lasted for a long time. My expectation is that this one will last just as long. All right, here's a real serious question for you, Soul, and everyone watching. When you all started, how many people thought that all the other characters in the game, real or auto players, the last... Let me read that again. Here's a serious question for you, Soul, and everyone watching. When you all started, how many people thought that all the other characters in the game were real or auto players like the last BlizzCon? I'm not quite sure what you're asking, John. Sorry. You want to find a boss with Belliar? It was pretty funny. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I haven't had a chance to like sit down and watch it. Sometimes I'll watch that kind of stuff during the gym. I'll just let the thing run, and then I'll do my thing. Food coma. I want it. Let's see. I met other at BlizzCon that was real. Everyone would make sex jokes names for their Naga characters. Really? I thought people would make racist names for all their Naga characters. That's yeah, because like, all right, you know, racist jokes is you know, I guess we'll put the racial jokes like right at the forefront. But I mean, come on, how many Naga jokes do you see with guild, you know, Naga joke names that are based on African Americans? It's an awful joke, but you know, it's something that I know I've seen a number of times. You know, Nagas stole my bike, or Nagas broke into my house, or something like that, and they're awful. But I'm just saying that whatever people name their characters, it would be based on some like negative racist overtone, which would be like awful, as opposed to like a sex joke, which I think would be a thing too. But I think the racist thing would be like more prevalent, at least here in the United States. Elsewhere, probably not so much. But we're a terrible people. So, we can be a terrible people. Yeah, to be honest, Legion's Demon Hunters were cool, but I really hate them in PvP. Yeah, I didn't really care about that. They get a second life, so overpowered. As if, yeah, because Pallies don't get like a bubble and like a full life heal. You mean those who attended BlizzCon were actual players, or those who were bots? Oh, you know, I mean, this will be my 9th BlizzCon. I've gone to BlizzCon a lot. And I have met, you know, there are guildies that I've met, and who are going to come with me this time around. And Lives Not, if you're still on stream, curse you for not being able to come down. Just playing. Love you. Congrats on the virtual ticket, by the way. Yeah. Liv was the one who won. Anyway, But I have met other guildies. There's a guy named Rallies on my realm here in Bleeding Hollow who's like this really outspoken horde leader. Like he's the type. He has the personality that I wish I had, but I'm glad that I don't have because he's like so bombastic with his attitude and his demeanor. Like he gets into character. I don't have a character. If you guys watch my stuff, I don't have a personality. It's just me. You know, I don't have. Yeah, it's just me. Just socially awkward, talking smack, whatever. But this guy Rallies. Oh my god, he talks like he's the Messiah. It's like, yeah, I can't even describe it. If you look up Rallies on Andrew on YouTube, you'll hear some stuff. But that's just a taste of who this guy is. So anyway, I met him at BlizzCon. He's like this big guy, beard, old looking guy, and he had two other folks that are he looks like he's in his 40s, and some of the people that he was rolling with, they were also in his 40s. At BlizzCon you tend to see older folk go there because for the most part older folk can afford to go to BlizzCon, you know, kind of, sort of. But you know, I see him there, and like just the way he came off, it just made he still looked larger than life. He's like, "Hey, what's up, little man?" You know, totally looking down at me because I'm a short guy. "Hey, what's up, man? You know, these are the perks." And then he had like two ladies that were hanging over his shoulder, and they were like in their 40s too, and they definitely looked like they're in their 40s in like a bad way. But it was just so comical, and it seemed unreal. I'm like, wow, this is Rallies, holy crap. Meanwhile, me and my guild, we're like showing up, just kind of joking around. We wrote, someone wrote Rallies on his badge just to make a joke, and it looked like he wanted to fight us, like right then and there. Like he wanted to like body slam one of my guildmates, Gary, into the ground and curb stomp him. He looked pissed. But then we kind of shook hands and all that stuff, and then like that was it. But it was still like super awkward. Hey, Mister, I don't like PvP. Hey, what's up, Sneaky? Blizz started it, the slave pens with Nagas in it. Dude, the slaves were not the Nagas. The slaves were like the freaking broken that were inside. Come on, dude. Thanks for saying this all that you're a terrible person. I only speak the truth. I don't lie. So LOL gets in character, starts talking in orc language. Zug zug, motherfucker. Scott and McLean says, just curious, what content do we have access to without a BlizzCon virtual ticket? We need to we need to wait for Saturday to watch the reveal on YouTube. Chances are no. Chances are you'll be able to see the reveal probably the day of, maybe a couple of hours later. The whole opening cinematic thing, because chances are someone's going to be screen recording it, or there might be a stream for it, maybe an illegal stream for it, and you'll be able to watch it there. So I think it's going to be available on YouTube pretty darn quick. As for the content that you have access to without the virtual ticket, at least it's the good stuff. You will get to see the opening ceremony without the virtual ticket. Let me repeat that. You can watch opening ceremony without the virtual ticket. It's just like the other panels and things like that that you'll need the virtual ticket in order to access. So if all you care about is the opening ceremony, yay, you'll be able to watch it somewhere. I don't know where though, unfortunately. You'll need to double check BlizzCon's website maybe, or maybe download the BlizzCon application. I think you'll be able to get access to that kind of stuff there too, hopefully. All right. Okay, the question I was saying is, have you ever felt that when you started WoW, that you ever thought that other characters in the game was real or automatic players or what? Oh, okay. Were other players in WoW real, or was it just an illusion that Blizzard made to make it look like there were people populating the game? No, that's never crossed my mind. Yeah, that's never crossed my mind because, like, you know, if WoW was like that, I mean, WoW already has its share of bots, thanks to thanks to the illicit activities in part of enterprising people that are well, you know, farming for gold and laundering money and all that sort of stuff. But no, I you know, in this or any other MMO, it never really crossed my mind that the people that I'm running into are anything but real people. Yeah. Yeah. Forcing it to cross my mind right now, I'm thinking to myself, no, because, like, well, one, that'd be like messed up, that'd be really disingenuous of whatever companies that is doing it, because it wouldn't be a very good feeling to be like, okay, cool, let me try to invite this person. Oh, I can't. Oh, they must be a bot. And so that would be a really bad feeling. A bad feeling of perception in part of the audience who wants to play this game, but they need to be wary as to whether or not that person that they're trying to interact with is a real person or is it just a bot. Yeah, that would make me not want to play that game, because, I mean, from the sounds of it, whoever's making that game just doesn't feel like, doesn't feel confident enough that people will be able to, that people will populate the game. I mean, if anything, like, that's what NPCs are for, right? To make the game feel populous and to make it feel like there's a bit of ambiance to it. And I think that's all it takes, just have a bunch of NPCs walking around doing a convincing amount of scripted stuff, and I think people will be in a good spot to get a feel of the ambiance of the game that they're playing. Oh wow, I hit all 5 of those guys. Not bad. That felt kind of cool. Real talk, not including Nantoris. Were Warlords Draenor raids more fun, or are Legion raids more fun? I don't think I'll be able to, I'm not going to be able to speak objectively for it, because one, I'm only a heroic raider. We didn't do any mythic stuff really, except for like one boss in Hellfire Citadel, in Blackrock Foundry. That was the only mythic thing that we did. But speaking with just that, were Warlords raids more fun or Legion raids more fun? I think Legion raids were more fun. I felt like the Warlords. I felt like the Warlords raids, I think they were fun. I just think that Legion raids were more fun. All right, I know I'm being a bit, maybe I'm being a little bit too positive about it, but I do like, because I have to take in the number of raids, I have to take that into account. I like the variety that Legion raids have offered. I mean, we're in the Emerald Nightmare, we were in Hell. We went to Hell. We went to the Nighthold. We went to like this whole weird thing with the Tomb of Sargeras, and now we're freaking in space. So theme wise, I like it. Boss wise, raid wise, as to like the content, that one's a lot harder to measure, because the way I measure a raid is boss by boss. So that's a lot tougher for me. I think of like very specific encounters, because I think of like the memorable encounters and the not so memorable encounters. And mathematically, correct me if I'm wrong, but Legion has more bosses to deal with. So, but I will say, like the winning raid from Warlords of Draenor was Blackrock Foundry. That was my favorite of the 3 raids. Ooh, 3 raids. Of the 3 raids, Blackrock Foundry was my favorite. Middle tier raids tend to be my more favorite ones. And then if I were to compare that right now, I would and compare that to the Nighthold. I don't know. I think I would say I still like the Nighthold better. I like the variety. I like the mechanics. Blizzard tends to step up each time with raids. They add different mechanics, different things to do. They keep trying to push the envelope as much as they can. But yeah, short answer, they're both fun, but I liked Legion raids more so far. So all right, would you like it if there was only one difficulty for raids, for example, vanilla and TBC? No, not really, because you got to think about what that means. If you only have one difficulty, then that means the raids need to take a long ass time to finish. For the average guild, all right? The best of the best guilds, they're still going to finish it in like just a matter of weeks, but it's going to have to be, but for the most part, remember, vanilla, classic, and Burning Crusade raids were heavily gated. That was how it was. So it wasn't a matter of how many, having to go through one difficulty and then the next difficulty and then the next difficulty. It was a single raid. All right, cool. But you have to go through the really long and convoluted process in order to do it. Like if you saw my Sneak, if you saw the Burning Crusade attunement video that I did, that was a very abridged version of the process that you had to go through. I mean, I only listed it by task and like the things that you had to do. Never mind the fact that you had to be, at the very beginning, you had to be revered with the reputations in order to just access heroic raids. That was a big pain in the butt. And then the whole progression through Karazhan and getting the Nightbane urn, which only one person had to get, if I recall correctly. But that one person needed to do Karazhan over and over and over and over again in order to get the reputation that was needed, in order to get the quest line, in order to get that urn, and then to get the urn and to get to the Nightbane, and then so on and so forth. So it was a big process. So the short answer is no. I wouldn't like that. Because if there was only one difficulty, then for the sake of getting a good number of people to complete the raid itself is going to have to be pretty damn easy, and I don't think Blizzard would be very happy with that. On the flip side to it would be like they would need to make that one raid. If it was a single raid each tier, it would have to be as hard as Mythic difficulty, and that would piss a lot of people off, because there'd be a lot of people that are just closed off. You would be alienating a huge number of people. So, the proposed solution to multiple difficulties by reducing it down to just a single difficulty, that would do, in my opinion, that would do much more harm than it would do good, because the audience has changed. The audience wants to participate, even if it is in a watered down capacity, and to alienate them would be a huge disservice to them. So yeah, there's my long ass answer. Sneaky. It was called Crusaders Light. They market themselves as a mobile WoW, and their art and gameplay is not so bad, but the auto path and the tech features kill the game. The 40-man raids are a joke. What? What did I miss? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I missed something that Scotty said. Okay, yeah, John, there's a mobile game that is trying to copy WoW and boast 40 and 30 battlegrounds, yet they are actual bots, since players can use auto run and attack buttons that have potential, but it was ruined. Oh, that's lame. Sheesh. Yeah, I met several people in real life that play WoW on video cam, and I knew right there it was real WoW players on my realm. Well, like I said, I never had any doubt that people that play WoW are in fact real people. So I'm glad that I never had any doubt. I mean, I joke sometimes that, yeah, I live inside the game. I can't log out because I'm part of the game. I'm just an NPC. But yeah, I never had any actual doubt that everyone here on WoW, for the most part, is a player. Yeah, there are bots here, but they're not, it's not bots that Blizzard made for the purpose of creating like a bigger world. I mean, that would be like the antithesis of like their whole thing with sharding and cross realm zones and stuff like that to make the world feel alive and stuff. No. Let's just fill the world with a bunch of bots and fake players to make it feel like there's stuff going on. I think that'd be ghetto. I think that'd be kind of ghetto if they went that route. All right. Have I made a video about how I gotten into WoW, like my story? No, not yet. I'm still thinking of a way to make an effective delivery, but that series that's going to be like my own very personal tale of the crossroads, where I'm going to talk about my personal life. So that's definitely not for everybody. It's going to be, but it's going to be a video that's more for myself than to get people interested in me, or to get subscribers and stuff. So that's more of a side project, but it's still something that I want to do. It's still something that I want to do. and from that, I'm going to be talking very personally about like the expansions and how I felt about them, my experiences with them, building up the guild, all the drama and all the fun that I've had over the years. What do you think is going to replace our artifact weapons? I don't know. I had a number of ideas that I thought about, like creating our own weapon, crafting a weapon for ourselves, and making that kind of a thing. But that's going to be a pretty involved process, because I think one draw of that would be to make those kinds of weapons. We would make whatever the heck weapon that we wanted to. So as a protection paladin, I want to be able to make either a sword or a mace or an axe. I'd wanna make it my own, and then have my own kind of theme around it, or like have my gameplay tailored around that. I think that'd be cool. But I don't know, like I haven't really thought about that too much. But I think having some sort of progression system, kind of like artifact weapons, for the most part, I think it has been viewed as a positive thing. It wasn't perfect. Like I think the artifact, I think that the trait system is flawed. That became kind of meaningless over time. But artifact power I like a lot. Artifact power as a system that slowly nerfs content over time. I think that was a big win. That I'd like to see move forward in some way. As for this exact way, probably not. Oh shit. Okay. I thought I was gonna fall. Okay. Meanwhile, back on the Ranch with Soul show, now I've been hearing about new expansion with new race player modes. Is it true? No. Everything is speculation, John. Don't believe anything that you see right now. I like the Game on End says, I like the basic idea of Ulduar, where you can activate a thing to make the fight harder, and you can get more loot if you down the boss in harder mode. So they've talked about that before, Game On, and this is me paraphrasing, but instead of like people were asking about, hey, there should be like a mechanic or a device that activates heroic or mythic mode, as opposed to just a toggle, because it'd be more immersive that way. And I can see the merit behind that, but at the same time, they would run out of ideas really quick with regards to how to activate those heroic modes. I mean, basically, you would need to add in how to activate heroic mode on top of all the other boss mechanics that they so they would have to add another layer to the complexity of an encounter. And if you think about, since Ulduar, there've been like, I'm probably exaggerating, but there've been like 100 bosses since Ulduar. How many bosses can you do, and how many unique activations can you do until it gets like super boring and old and unexciting? Now granted, there are a lot of things that are unexciting, in my opinion, such as tank mechanics. The things that tanks have to deal with are very limited. And that's just one example. But going back to like activating like a hard mode or a heroic mode, I think if they do it as a case-by-case thing, I think that would be like the better route to go. And I'm thinking of Terrace of Endless Spring with that council fight, the first fight. I think that was okay. Killing them in a different order, and then it causes weird things to happen. And then you get extra loot. If they did that on top of the difficulty modes, like heroic and mythic and what have you, I think that would be cool. But doing a toggle, having an activation mode for each thing, I think it's a bit much. I mean, if they did like a single raid where all of them had that sort of thing, maybe that'd be cool, but I can see a lot of drawbacks to that too. In another perspective, don't you think that 4 difficulties is too much? Normal and heroic seems enough to me, like it was in Wrath of the Lich King. I think normal mode is useless now, to be honest. I think normal mode can go away. It's not necessary anymore. My guild and I reuse it as a device to kind of get introduced into the fights, so there's a use for it. But there's only a use for it because it's already there. If there was no normal mode, we would be beating our faces in for a bit longer on heroic mode. But as for trying to gear up and prepare ourselves for heroic mode, that's what keystones are for. So in my opinion, yeah, I guess this should have been a prediction too. I think Mythic Keystone Dungeons are going to replace normal mode raiding. Ta-da! Because I don't think there's a place for normal mode anymore. There is a place for LFR though. As much as you might hate that system, there's an audience for it. The audience for normal mode though is, I would argue that it's smaller than LFR and heroic actually. So yeah, normal mode. I could see that going away. I could see them announcing that it's gone after this expansion. Give us a sneak peek about what got you into the game. I don't think it's much of a sneak peek. It was just me discovering. It was me discovering beta just a couple weeks before the expansion started. At the time, I was playing two games. I was playing Ragnarok Online and I was playing City of Heroes, both of which are like very grindy games. I didn't really know MMOs at the time. I tried out EverQuest, didn't like it. I've watched people play Dark Age of Camelot, didn't like that either. I thought the ideas behind it were cool. I never got into the other ones like Star Wars Galaxies and RuneScape and stuff. So I was playing RO and City of Heroes, and then when the WoW beta came out, I got in, and after like doing a quest or two, I was like, oh my god, I'm doing a quest and I got gear for it. I was like so floored by it that I instantly like quit the other games and I started playing WoW, and I haven't really stopped since. So that's your sneak peek. That's all I have to say. Tomb is probably my least favorite raid in Legion. Not saying it's bad at all, but in terms of overlapping mechanics and soaking, it felt overwhelming later on, coming from a heroic and mythic standpoint. I agree. I think that Tomb of Sargeras, they fell off, and they admitted that in that Q&A where they said that they kind of misaligned the communication with regards to how they were building these boss mechanics. And then they ended up just having too many bosses where soaking felt essential. So that really lent to the class stacking throughout a raid. All is just to have a bunch of rogues or have a bunch of classes that had immunity mechanics. So I think a couple things are going to happen out of that lesson learned. One, don't fuck up with the communication. But two, this kind of highlighted that there are a lot of things that we can kind of cheese and use immunities for, and maybe it's gone a bit too far. So I could see that possibly being scaled back. Not so much in the next raid, which I know nothing about the mechanics of the next raid. I don't like spoiling myself that much, right? But I see them, one, just kind of learning their lessons and applying it to the next raid. But in the next expansion, they're going to do something about immunities. They're going to do something about that kind of soaking, where either it just won't work in certain situations, kind of similar to how I can't use my Ardent Defender to just totally cheese a one-shot mechanic. They might do something like that in the future with other classes. Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts will replace our weapons. Pop-Tarts. I'm not a fan of Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew ain't my thing. I'm more of an orange soda thing. Back when I drank soda. Pop-Tarts, oh, I miss Pop-Tarts though. That shit was good. I want to make Illidan's body pellet as my two-handed weapon as I am a tailor in game. Damn. That's gross. I don't. Before the catch up, if you want to reroll or play another game character, you were kind of screwed. Yeah. Blizzcon did very well, even though it didn't have systems like artifacts, legendaries, order halls. Are they truly needed at all? I'd argue yes, just because without change and without additions, you become stagnant and you get bored. And as much as there are people that appreciate things that kind of stay the same, I think the greater audience, unfortunately for you, the greater audience appreciates change, and Blizzard is responding to that. Simple as that. Buho says, I also hope Blizzard makes more tank mechanics like the Twin Emperors. Twin Emperors, best fight. Oh my god. Easily my it's called Will of the Emperor, by the way. I remember because I love it so much. That dance was like the best. that dance was awesome because by the time the dance was over, you were taking hella damage, your vengeance was hella high, and you were just like trucking the boss, and like all of a sudden you were top deeps. Ah, it felt so good. Buho, we're like bros, okay? I appreciate you, man. Favorite. Absolute favorite. Anyway, Game On says, talk to the guy at the start of the fight. Seems fine. I don't need it. Talk to the guy at the start of the... That's kind of boring, though, man. That's a little bit boring. But Game On also says, I agree. LFR should be, quote, normal. I agree. Like, just rename it into normal mode, rating, and, like, that's it. Just let anyone queue up for that and whatever. And then we'll be good. So, would I play Monster Hunter World when it comes out next year? Unfortunately, no. I tried getting into Monster Hunter, but I just couldn't get into it. Like, yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I don't have any explanation why. I tried. I got it for the 3DS way back, and for the life of me, I tried, but I couldn't get it. I just wasn't having fun. It's been a couple of years, so maybe I'll give it another chance. But we'll just have to see. I still think of DCUO was as good or better than WoW in a lot of ways. So it was just so few people playing on PC. I didn't play, you know, I never played DC Universe, but you know, a couple of buddies of mine played it. When I was working at Sony, I worked on it a little bit, but I mean, I like to think, you know, I compared it a lot to City of Heroes and City of Villains, where you're just kind of flying around. It felt, you know, it was a very open world, easy to travel around, but like for the most part, like the areas, they were like pretty monotonous. There wasn't a whole lot of variety to the environment unless you went into like a really like off the wall instanced area, because like just the open game world was kind of boring. There just wasn't a lot going on there. It's just like one cityscape or another cityscape. So the theme was kind of limited, kind of like City of Heroes, City of Villains. And the game knew that. The game knew about its limitations, and it made the most of it. I mean, one thing that I do like about DCUO, just like other games, and I think Star Wars Online, what's the current one? Star Wars The Old Republic. Took me forever to get that. SWTOR, or whatever you want to call it. You can transmog based on slots. That's it. Transmog based on slot, as opposed to transmogging gear like WoW does, because WoW loves to like suck up your gold. And I don't mind. I totally don't mind retransmogging as a gold sync, because I'll pay it, whatever. But it's just the quality of life and the inconvenience of having to do it every freaking time, especially in a raid where you need to swap out gear sets for the purpose of a certain fight, like swapping out legendaries and so on and so forth. You know, having to, oh snap, I better tag it, having to retransmog or otherwise having a crappy set really sucks. I'll tell you, like the first world problem that me and my guild have whenever we're doing Tomb of Sargeras is that, you know, we'll start doing a fight, we're swapping out gear, and then by the time we kill Desolate Hosts, a whole bunch of us, including me, were like, oh, thank God, because we'll immediately jump off the side of the Desolate Host fight, die, respawn, run into the intro, you know, run outside the raid, and then retransmog before we start Maiden, because we're like, oh, we feel so much better now. And then it's a real problem, okay? It's a real goddamn problem, and I want it to be fixed immediately. So can you join your Demon Hunter? iZombies says iZombies 258. Yeah, sure. Prisoners of Warcraft is an open door kind of guild. You're free to come in, you're free to leave. Whenever you want, unless you're a healer. Then, you know, I'll be like, oh man, we lost a healer. I'll be really sad. Buho says, I'm glad that I agree. Of course I agree, dude. Let's hope Antaurus brings in something new for tanks. I hope so, man. I really hope so. I mean, Blizzard tries. You know, Blizzard tries. I'd love for more positive results, obviously, but I acknowledge that they try. They deserve that credit at the least. Marco, what's up, dude? I know I'm answering chat pretty late. I'm just trying to catch up, and well, shoot, I'm like talking my head off, answering all this stuff. Have I seen Monster Hunter World on PC trailer at all? I have. It's been a while. I think it was released a while back, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, what's up, tribe? I used to work at a games company. Really? Yes. I worked as a snap. I was a QA lead over at Sony. So I watched people play video games. I watched people play video games. I stepped in whenever I needed to, and I was like, I was one of several. I was one of a handful of people that basically, you know, it's like Gladiator. I either give my thumbs up or my thumbs down as to whether or not a game is ready for release. So I saw hundreds of titles go by my desk. You know, yeah, tons of games, including Destiny, the first Destiny, Diablo, and Grand Theft Auto, and so many others. You know, early builds and all that stuff. Nothing that I can you know really talk about, unfortunately. But yeah, that's I supervised game testers in my heyday. Let's see. The way DC did Mog was my favorite. Yeah, it was easy. 76 billion points in 71. No, it's not gonna stop. I'm gonna get to 72 pretty soon. But yeah, it's 99 billion artifact power to get there, and unfortunately, I've been kind of talking my head off this morning, so that kind of slows you down, doesn't it? I'm just kind of wandering around like a jackass and talking, but I like it. This is where I have the most fun. You know, my fun doing these streams isn't me playing the game. It's chilling with you guys and girls, if there are any females on. Shout out. Oh, there's no AP. I did all the AP stuff. Ugh. Well, screw this planet. I'm going back to Azeroth. Whee! Yeah, I'm right there with you, tribe. Once I hit 75, I ain't gonna give a shit. Alright? And I think, you know, where you're at, where I'm at, I think we're on schedule to hit 75, like pretty much right when Antorus comes out. I'm still thinking November 14th, November 21st is when Antorus will release. So, so you've got time. You've got some time. Enigma, dude, these are all doo-doo quests, man. Nope. Not much. Not a lot of good ones today. Today is a bad day. Oh, here we go. There's a billion. Durgoose. Alright, well, I guess I do what I gotta do. Yeah, once I hit 70, 72 pretty soon. 75 still feels like a long way off, but oh well. Yeah, no way am I gonna get 72 before BlizzCon. That ain't gonna happen. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Screw you guys. Alright, let's see. Cool, Matt, thanks. This is the virtual ticket mount. Horde get the cool balloon thingamajigger, and Alliance get the cooler looking well, their version of the boat thing. So what kind of work do I do as of now? Nothing. I'm actually just doing this. This whole streaming thing is one big, possibly failed experiment. So, but this, you know, this is all going on to this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is all work experience. Learning internet stuff, content creation, video creation. I can resume this. I can resume this stuff. Yes, you could call me a chair model. This chair is from, I forgot the name. I am a failed professional chair model. Yeah. The one thing I don't like about this mount, tribe, is that the balloon is too freaking big. Like the Alliance one is not nearly as intrusive. It is much more good. It is much more gooder on the screen real estate, especially with the way that I have my character. Like, well, right now it's mounted, But otherwise, I use an add-on to take my character off of the center of the screen because it lets me see more of a boss, or a giant boss, such as these guys. If I had it at the center of the screen, then it'd be a little bit harder to see. But you can see that it's not entirely in the center here. Yeah, you would laugh, Liv. Come on. Where's the good stuff? Hey, Liv, are you in Florida already? Or are you like flying or what? Or are you still like on the plane? Are you actually flying right now and you're bumming off of their free Wi-Fi? Assuming that they even have like Wi-Fi on the plane. What add-on does that? It's called Dynamic Cam. D-Y-N-A-M-I-C-C-A-M. One word. One of my favorite add-ons in Legion. Easily. I'm so glad that I ran into this thing. I forgot who it was that first showed me this thing. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I love this. I love this add-on. It was during the whole thing with the max camera distance being nerfed and all the drama that came from that, and I'm like, I don't give a damn about max camera distance because that didn't solve any problem, because that didn't solve anything for me. My big thing was just not being able to see the boss, and even at max camera distance, like having your character at the center of the screen didn't quite solve that. This does though, because I can move my character way off. So if I open this thing up, I can just change this base field of vision pad, and by default it's set to 1. So here's my character in the center. So if I wanted to see like what's higher, like it's kind of hard to. I couldn't really do it. If I bring it all the way down, my character's all the way down here at the bottom of the screen. So it's like, all right, cool. But my character looks a little bit too small, and the way my UI is set up, I wouldn't be able to even like see my character. I wouldn't be able to see my character because of like the bars and stuff. And I like kind of being able to see what's behind me, but I can very easily see like how tall this boss is, as opposed to if I have this thing set, if I'm like zoomed in or whatever, then I'm like, oh no, I have to like zoom out pretty far or something like that, and yeah, it doesn't quite work out. So I have it set to 0.5, and that's a nice sweet spot for me. Dynamic Cam does a lot of things though. It lets you set up what are called situations, where depending on what kind of situation you're in, the camera will go into like a preset sort of thing, and you determine that. There are defaults, but like let's say if you get into combat, like it'll automatically zoom out to a certain area, or if you go into a very tight indoor area, it's going to zoom in a certain way, or if you're in a capital city, it's going to zoom a certain way. And then you could also do other cinematic cinematic looking things like change the shoulder offset, so you can have like that kind of Gears of War feeling, like, oh my god, this is amazing, now I can do it like this, and I can play the game in a totally different way. Nah, not really, but it's some people like that. They're like, oh yeah, I want to be able to see my guy at the side. Ooh, this is amazing. Lucas with a $10 donation. Hey, thanks a lot, man, for the chicken and waffle fun. Hey, thanks, dude. Maybe I'll get some extra gravy with that or something. Oh, and there's the sound. Ha! But yeah, this is definitely like, this is like my Legion all-time favorite mod. Far more so than like, I mean, there are a lot of cool quality of life enhancements, like the thing that lets you use artifact power quickly, Addy bags, which I kind of fell off on, but that's been proven to be a pretty useful add-on for a lot of players. So I'm not going to take credit away from Addy bags for it, but the experience that Dynamic Cam has given me is awesome. Ah, don't fall. Especially because you can get like some cool, you can get some cool shots. Some cool grand looking shots without having your big ass character thing in the way. Like, hey, there I am. No, the plane leaves 4 Eastern Standard Time. Ah, okay. Well, in case I don't talk to you beforehand, because it's what already like 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern. You have a safe flight, Liv. That's my rule for using a mount. If I can't fly into a building or door without dismounting first, I won't use it. What? What about the yak? Well, what about the Grand Expedition yak? That's like the law. That's like the thing. The quintessential thing for a raider or for anyone who's traveling. Because you gotta be able to get around. You gotta change your transmog whenever it suits your fancy. So let me change this thing back real quick. And of course, with dynamic cam, you can change like the max camera distance to whatever the max is, and your move speed, the camera move speed, which is essential. One little trick that I use for making my videos is that I set the camera move speed to 1, and then if I'm like doing like some sort of like, you know, vista looking shot, you know, then I'll just start, you know, I'll just kind of roll the mouse back and get the footage so I can get that whole slow pan out. Oh my god, look at this, it's amazing. Look at it. Although having that big ass tree there just kind of throws things off, but whatever. So let me change this stuff back. Yeah, I'm the type that definitely does like zoom in and zoom out hella fast depending on what I'm doing. And this will be like mid fight, so dynamic cam definitely does not work for me there. Headless Horseman mount, pretty much the best in terms of practicality. Small, non-intrusive, can fly, and of course, looks amazing. You should check out the add-on Arc Inventory. I try Arc Inventory when I was on my quest to replace Bagnon, but apart from like presets, like I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. It was trying to do a bit too much. Yeah, it was just trying to do a little bit too much for me. And maybe I'm just a bitch for not being able to handle it. But I did try it. Maybe I'll keep I'll keep trying it again, because I'm never fully satisfied with my UI or anything like that. Headless Horseman, Hearthstone, Grove, Warden are my favorites. My go-to is definitely the terrain rocket, because a good chunk of my WoW time is spent with my wife, and so I'll give her a ride on the on the mount. What's this? Am I turning stuff in? No, I'm not turning stuff in. I'm just like wandering around at this point, like a jackass. You know, let me turn in this. Let me turn in this thing for the Wardens before I forget. I'm gonna be at BlizzCon, and I'm gonna totally forget, and I'll like fall off, and I'll miss out on possibly getting a legendary. It's skittish week. Feels bad, man, for mail. You know, Harold, at least I don't know, like when I did a 10 yesterday, and it happened to be an upper Karazhan, which whew, I was blessed with that one. Because that was like, that made it like super easy for us. But I don't know, I felt better about skittish this week. Maybe it's because my gear's gotten better or something like that. But I felt a lot more effective. There were very few instances where people lost, where I lost aggro, but it's probably because it was upper, so I was able to easily concentrate my threat on like everything. So yeah, I know that auto sorts everything. But you know, the whole configuration and setup and everything, I don't know, like I think that's me being resistant to change. Me being resistant to change and setting up something new, as opposed to just kind of dealing with what I have. That's kind of a normal thing for me, where I just kind of deal with it. It's a bug, deal with it. You know, it's a quality of life thing, deal with it. The World Quest tracker popping up right behind all the things, deal with it. You know, as opposed to like fixing the problem. But that's I guess that's just kind of a character flaw for me. You didn't get the Headless Horseman again this year. Bummer, dude. It took a decade, but I finally got mine. All I can say is just keep trying, dude. It really depends on the tank class. Also, enhanced AoE works in a way that you do a lot of damage to one target and a bit of damage to others, so you get aggro real fast. That's true. Like, I think the one pull that I didn't do great on aggro with was, you know, right at it's the room right after the Mana Devour, where you got to kill a bunch of the little Mana Devours, and this was bolstering too. So I was trying to pull 2 packs, and one of my guys who was an Ellie Shaman, he popped his artifact thing, whatever that thing's called, and just zapped the crap out of a whole bunch of them and pulled some aggro for a little bit, but I was able to get it back, you know, pretty quick. It wasn't so bad. Sanso Drake is for flying, friends. Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's basically the rocket, but not. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, let's get some warden stuff down. Big money? I don't care about the money. Woo! A lot of nothing, yay. Let's see, any last minute quests that I can do? Because this is it. This is the last stream until, you know, there's going to be no stream tomorrow. I'm going to be on the road. You might see like a quick broadcast from me, but chances are, nope. But yeah, this is going to be it. So I'm gonna hang out for a little bit extra and chill. I like this. It's always cool seeing people to come in and ask questions and just talk and chill and hang out. So I appreciate everyone who's been a part of today's conversations. That's like the lifeblood. For me, it's not even so much the donations, but Lucas, again, thank you very much for the donation. But it's more so being able to interact with you all. That's a huge value to me. So thank you. I very much appreciate this. Let's see. Oh yeah, Ellie Shamans can pump out some insane AoE burst. Oh man, dude, like doing my guy, he's our main Ellie Shaman, and when we start Desolate Host, we start downstairs, or you know, the incorporeal realm, whatever you want to call it. We just call it downstairs. When we open up the fight, like all those little ads that are out there, all of them are gone. Like I run in, and before I even run in, there's just lightning all over the place. And by the time I like kind of situate myself with the main ad and those two caster ads, like all those other little things that need to be kited around, kind of like they're just already dead. I'm like, god damn, dude. That storm, what's it called? Yeah, that cooldown is like strong as thick. So I play only prot, or do I dabble in other specs as well? I think dabble is a good word. I dabble in my Beastmaster Hunter. As a Frost Mage, I play around with a little bit. I've touched, you know, I've lightly touched, like lightly touched. I've lightly messed around with like some of the other tanks, but I just don't feel passionate about it. Like I identify myself way too much as my paladin, and the only spec that I enjoy playing my paladin in is as a tank. I might be interested in healing. Well, that's about it. Ret never interested me. Just cause no reason. I'm not a big DPS player. Period. I just like tanking. I like the freedom that it gives me. Because I don't have to worry as much about like perfect rotations and maximizing DPS. I mean, I can, but I just don't. I don't have to. I let my guildies do that. I'm lazy. And I'm a heroic raider. I have that flexibility. Woo! So, you have a non-stop stream of Lua errors in your chat. Holy cow. Are you trying to run like something bad? Well, I know I disable Lua errors. I forgot how to do it. I think there's just like an easy thing. I think it's a system thing, maybe. Something about disable Lua errors. Oh, I think there's error speech, but I thought that there was something. I know there's an add-on to disable Lua, the whole Lua things. Always you on 101. You know, we're only going to be on 101 for a little bit. So it's like 101 and then, what's it, 132? I forget the highways. Like these days I just kind of know it by sight. I've been to BlizzCons enough. If I were to make my own game, what genre would it be? I've never had that question asked. I never thought about that. If I made my own game, what genre would it be? It would be kind of a simulator kind of game. I'm very fascinated by games that that are, you know, that are kind of simulator like. There's a game called Prison Architect. It's on Steam, and console too, and it's should be cheap. It's either 15 or 20 bucks or something like that. You make your own prison, and then you kind of just watch everything go down, and you try to maintain it and you try to make it work. And there's another game called RimWorld, which is kind of a small colony simulator in space, and you deal with like all the problems and see if your team of people can handle it, and the area that you build. Those kinds of games I like playing a lot. As for whether or not I can pull off my own, I don't know. Like it's I would like to, because again, those are the kinds of games that I like playing. But would I want to make one? I don't know. But I'm very fascinated by it. That would be the first thing that I look at if I were to get into making my own game. But it feels so complicated too. Like, but creating games, as I've learned in my time in the industry, is a super complicated process. Even like the most simple game could be like hard as, you know, could be like really hard to really polish and curate to make it your own. Like something like that almost it feels very daunting. And then of course there's like the pressures of meeting deadlines, or if you happen to work under a publisher, they're going to give you deadlines, or they're going to cut you off or cancel your game. So there's a ton of pressure into making a game, because typically it's not just you. It's not just you programming something by yourself. A lot of the time, you know, you're dealing with other people. You're dealing with legal kind of stuff and corporate kind of stuff, and you know, a lot of that part of the game making process is not fun. I've seen it. You know, I've seen the conversations that go on between the developers as well as testers, as well as like the finance teams behind it and marketing. Yeah, making a video game is not just, unfortunately these days, making a game is not just making a video game. It's there's just so much to it. You know, I'd love, you know, it'd be awesome if game creation was just about the art of creation. But it's so much more than that these days. Shall the doll of soul lightly touch you everywhere? If there's a slot for it, they've been touched. I played that one so much. Okay, so I have to go, but I hope you have a safe trip to Blizzcon, and I want to see some pictures soon while you're there. Okay, talk to you later. Alright, see you later, John. You guys have a good one. Alright, so did I get enough? I still got 15 more of these mothers to finish off. Oh, I gotta get more. This guy's like kill stealing. Ugh. Stop it. Oh god, he's like totally stealing my kills. Well, this is my purgatory. I think I'm going to be like imprisoned here for a while. Soul, welcome to your new private hell, where you're going to be doing this flyby quest forever, and there's no way to leave. And that eject button right there doesn't work. This is WoW hell. Yay! Okay, cool. Alright, with that finished off, I think I am at 2 hours and 8 minutes on the morning show. And I think this is it. This is it, guys. In 2 days, in 2 days we got BlizzCon, and that's probably going to be the next time you really hear from me. You know, so feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to be trying to post pictures and short videos, and you know, try to splice together some stuff. I'm going to try to meet up with WoW YouTubers and try to get a couple pictures and meet and greets and things like that. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a good time. Last minute BlizzCon prediction. I gave a bunch of them today, man. I gave a bunch today, and I gave a bunch in that video. My last BlizzCon prediction. Let me think. What is my final thought? I'll tell you, since it's pretty solid. Whatever. I'm pretty short. So I could be like, hey, what's up, man? Give me a hug. Papa. Papa, give me some hugs. The last prediction that I have for BlizzCon. I think I don't know. There's so much that's already been said. Damn. I don't know. For the con, what is my last thing? They're gonna, again, it's making Bagnon into a default UI. That could be something. What would be my final prediction for BlizzCon? I think it would be, I think they're gonna loosen Transmog a little bit more, just a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a major enhancement that they could do for Transmog stuff. Like maybe, let me see if it's like already in here and I just never knew it until now. If I go into items and things that I do not have. Okay, one thing that I'm thinking that they're going to enhance the wardrobe a little bit, so that we can possibly like hunt these things, you know, not kind of hunt these things down. Like let's say you have like a set here, and there'll be a tab for like a checklist, like the shit that you want. Create a, like create a set based on stuff, based on things that you don't have yet, and from that it'll help you track down that gear, and it'll help you find it. It'll help you farm for it. The other thing would be, yeah, just what you're talking about, being able to hide more stuff. I would love to be able to hide my chest. If I can hide the chest, then I could like perfect my thing, because I mean the Orgrimmar chest like works, right? But if I could pull off, if I could pull off something like this, but be totally topless, yeah. Then everyone can see like the glistening nakedness. And on top of that, instead of, like, if they had a transmog where it just made your chest glisten, it'd be like greased up, all shiny and stuff. Imagine that on like your Tauren, greasy hair, shiny fur chest or something like that. Okay, I don't know about like totally topless, like for females that obviously wouldn't work out. So for females, something would need to be worked out for that. Do I want everyone to be nude? No. But I've always wanted to like pull off like a topless look. So last thing, let me show off like a set that I sported pretty commonly back in Warlords. Let's see, that one was, I forgot what I used for this. I think it was the headband. No, it was bandana. So I used that. I used the, okay, that's okay, that's naked. And I used the set that you got from that war thing. It was the one that made you look like you were part of the army from the Blackrock Foundry. It was the Blackrock Foundry set. But it was the one that like gave you that sort of look. So let me make that stuff invisible, and it should be like just Blackrock or something. So that, and Firestorm? No, it wasn't Firestorm. It was Blackrock this, Blackrock that, and then, oh, where's that sword? Where's that sword that I got not too long ago? There's that one, and then I guess I'll use the furnace thing because that works out. Yeah. So I had something like, or I think it was basically this. you know, I had this kind of like mostly topless look, but I had like that. I had this basically. You know, so this is what I mostly rocked. Something like that. I forget what it was exactly. Yak milk all over your body, just like dripping, glistening. And then with an emote of like just taking the thing and like, oh man. That sucks. It's equal rights. Equal rights. Women need to be able to go shirtless too. All right, fine. If we want to turn that around, fine. Then we'll just have men wear like a bra too. Just have like a man bikini. Can I delete sets that I've saved? Yeah, I can delete sets. Oh, you know, that'd be another goddamn prediction. I want freaking or like a wish list. I want more Transmog slots because like this is it. I can make like a couple more, but like, yeah, that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I can make 20 sets. That's it. That ain't a lot. That is not a that is not a lot of sets. All right, let me head back to down so I can show off my majesty. I'll show off how freaking awesome I am. How do you delete them? I'm sorry. Let me show you. As soon as I get back. All right. So in order to delete it, oops. First, go into your open your Transmog guide, and then under this, you like at the very bottom you can see that you see like the little gear. And then right next to it, you see the rename and delete function. So just click that, and then you can either rename it or just delete the outfit. It's going to ask if you're sure. And then, ta-da, and now it is free. Woo! Tip jars over there. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so hopefully that helped you out, Menard. And with that, I am finally going to end the show. So thank you for joining me today. Thanks for joining me today for this morning show. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking with everybody. And of course, thank you, Lucas, for the very, very generous donation. I appreciate that very much. That's going to help support the channel in in every small way because I need help. And again, I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys at Blizzcon. I'll see you guys from Blizzcon or on the road, whatever the heck I'm posting. So again, follow me on like Twitter and Instagram if you want to see some random shots of me at Blizzcon with my crew, or at least the ones who allow me to take pictures of them. Not everyone will. So please go shirtless one of the days. Absolutely not. No way. You don't want none of this. All right. That would be incredibly not safe for work. I don't want people like to like be at the hospital because they were like jacking off too much. So anyway, off I go for the day. I'll see you guys on the road or from BlizzCon. So stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.